thought I should probably do some sort of introduction video and explain what the goals are really, what I'm hoping to achieve with the help of good friends, my crew, my wife, friends in America, because this is the sort of thing you cannot do on your own. I can build a car on my own, or most of it, but you need help, you know, the other side, running the car, just moral support and stuff like that. So I found a class that I think we may be able to get near a record, because that would be the dream, you know, taking a car to America, run at Bonneville, set a record and all that. I don't know whether we'll set a record, but if we just get the car out there and run it, that's you know, that's a big achievement. And it is, you know, it's all about making memories and doing something different. So the guys from the Southern California Timing Association, they've been very helpful with telling me basically what they want to see, the specification of the roll cage, wall thickness of the tube, size of the tube, what kind of tube, things like that. Because the last thing you want to do is ship a car from England to America and then find out that it's not legal when you get there. And they're good enough to give their time for, you know, me to send photographs and questions and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm really grateful to them. Yeah, the plan is for the class that I want to run in, I'm going to build a short stroke Hemi, 426 Hemi, which will be 375 cubic inches instead of 426 cubic inches. In the videos, I'm hoping to cover pretty much everything, right from, you know, dragging it out of a barn, to doing all this roll cage, to building the engine, the transmission, the clutch. I'm hoping to paint it myself as well. Obviously I'm going to need help with the prep, because we're trying to do this in a very short space of time. Trying to build this car in it'll be probably 18 months from when I started to when we ship it, roughly, which I know that's a big ask, but you know, hopefully we'll get there, and hopefully you'll come along for the ride. So I decided to roof chop it. I'd boxed the chassis already, and I took loads of measurements. I decided not to put a frame in it because it was pretty rigid and it wasn't straight anyway. So it gave me a chance to square it up. I just put 2 uprights to hold the roof up because it's a big roof on your own. Put a piece across the back to stop the bottom of the window waggling, and got on with it. So I've taken, well, it's 4 7/8 of an inch really, which is a pretty big chop. How to make a long car look really long. I decided it was easier just to cut the whole back of the roof off across here, which I've TIG welded all this because it's softer and you can planish it out. So it's going to take very little prep. Yeah, it's 4 7/8. I've done an even chop. I sort of played around with moving the back up and down, and this just flows so well. So this is the first mock-up with the seat in the car. Obviously precariously balanced on bits of wood and metal and any old crap that I can find. Got a Lenco sat in there, Haven't got a bell housing yet. Dummy block, old heads, lots of blown up stuff basically to mock the engine up. But it works. Let's see if I can get in here without killing myself. We're in. Right, that's the camera at eye height, which I am going to channel the body over the chassis by 1 inch, so the bottom of the running boards are level with the bottom of the chassis, so it's flat basically. But 3-speed Lenco, forwards, second, third gear. Now I probably want to go forward a little bit, but height-wise this is about right, I think. Obviously I'm not going to be wearing rigger boots, thermals and everything else that I've got on because it's coming into winter here. But this is all big steps forward really. I did mention before that I've boxed the original chassis because it's massive and strong and it's already there in the right shape, so I'm just going to back halve it with a big kick up to clear the axle and go from there really. But good to actually sit in it and see what I'm going to see, kind of thing. Here we are late on a Saturday afternoon. Managed to get a little bit more done. Picked up this Browell bell housing in the week, 8.5 inches deep, I think it is, which should work well with the clutch I've got. A little bit of progress. Bent up the main hoop, the first tube for the car. It's 1 5/8 10 gauge. I've made these box outriggers, so put holes in the top, the tubes go right through to the bottom, they'll be welded inside and out, and then around the edge here. These cars didn't really have any sort of sill panel, but we're going to roll at a heavy box section, roll into a curve, a sill panel which will be, well, it'll support the outriggers, it'll support the body, just make it very strong down the side. You can see the curve front to back, shaped a bit like a piglet or something. But I mean, the roof, this main hoop might look slightly low at the moment because I've allowed for channeling the body 1 inch over the chassis. So this will be 1 inch closer to the roof once it's channeled. But what I want to do is get the main structure of the cage into the car to give the chassis some proper stability. The curved sill sections will be welded to the body. They won't be welded to these boxes until last thing, so that I can lift the body off with the 2-post lift and do all the cage, make it much easier to get around all the top of the tubes to weld them, and probably paint most of the cage as well, and the inside of the body actually. So this is the left-hand side rear wheel arch. This mark is approximately where the new chassis section is going to be for clearance. Axle has got to come up into the car as the car comes down. The sort of centre line of the axle will be roughly here, so we need enough room for it to travel. Not that it's going to have that much travel, being a race car. Yeah, let's chop this thing out.